Okay guys, welcome back to another blockchain news video. Today we have number 30, and man oh man is the market green. Right now we have Bitcoin at 9,973, up 3%, Ethereum 275, almost up 5%, XRP 28 cents, almost up 3%, Bitcoin Cash 404, almost up 8%, Bitcoin SV at 296, almost up 5.55%. And the entire market honestly is looking pretty green here as we take a look at Coin360. BNB up 4%, near $23. NEO up 4%, around that $14 mark. TRX up 5.65% at that 2 cent mark. Tezos up 5, and so on with the entire market, guys. Pretty good day here. We're coming off the weekend, and I'm pretty excited to just be able to let you guys know that it continues, right? We're still in the green. We're still moving up. Even though we're sitting right under that 10K level, we are seeing green in the market. So that's great news for this upcoming week. Right now, we don't have any crazy news going on, but we do have some interesting articles that I did want to cover. So let's go ahead and jump right into those. So first up, we have Binance CEO quickly squashes half-truths regarding Malta. So I'm not going to lie, guys, regarding myself, I thought that Binance was actually in Malta, because I remember hearing them state that they were planning to open offices there, but it seems like they never were based in there and they never had any offices in place. So CZ went ahead and confirmed that, who is the Binance CEO, and stated that right now they don't need to obtain any authorization within the country because it isn't of great importance to them. They're going to remain within Japan, and they're going to keep their headquarters there because regulation seems to be more favorable. We do know that Malta can be quite favorable also to crypto firms, and actually, like I said, Binance is not there. I had really thought that they were placed within Malta, so I figured I'd give you guys a quick update on that. Next up, we have 45 million worth of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash have been stolen allegedly in a SIM hack, guys. We see around almost 30 million in BCH, so 1 million Bitcoin Cash was stolen within a SIM hack that took place here on February 22nd. What we're seeing right now is that also around 15 million Bitcoin was also taken. And the person that was hacked actually went on Reddit and was requesting for the miners to try to do some form of, reverse the transactions, or I don't know what he's hoping for. But basically, the only thing that could take place is some form of double spend on Bitcoin Cash network. And honestly, we know that that would lead to the network just falling through. That would be terrible, even though he does have the private keys and is asking for help himself. So about 1,500 BTC and around 100,000 BCH. And right now, what I can tell you guys is keep your crypto safe. If you're keeping your crypto anywhere other than a hardware cold wallet, it can potentially be taken or stolen more easily than within a cold wallet, right? If you have a hot wallet, if you're on an exchange, hey, you are prone to any exchange attacks, and anything that could happen, you may not be refunded by that exchange unless you're within Binance. We know everything's safe food, right? Now, I'm just kidding, guys. Even Binance would not be able to pay back every single person if their entire crypto stash was possibly taken, right? There's no safe place within the internet. So you may want to just keep some of your cryptocurrency in a hardware cold wallet. That's my best advice, especially as we move into this bullish season, guys. There's going to be a lot of hacking attempts, and there's maybe some hacking attempts right now happening with some of you guys that you're not aware about, right? But you never know. The best thing to do is keep your crypto safe offline. Next up, we do have CME Bitcoin futures recording over 1 billion in daily volume as the interest surges. So pretty good to see that the CME Bitcoin futures have recorded approximately 1.1 billion daily volume, and that is shown here by Skew. It is a popular monitoring resource that's going to be used, or that is being used for this data. We also see here lower in this article that the weekly trading volumes for Binance futures has peaked quite well here into recent times. On the 10th, we see that they were showing at around somewhere at around 16 billion, I believe, in a 7-day period. So very good stuff. Very good to see that take place for Binance futures. And as we know, Binance, as we have discussed here in the channel, Binance is now offering a number of future products, and I believe that's to remain ahead of big corporations like the CME, right, and their products, since they're just within that Bitcoin futures market. I'm guessing Binance is trying to remain ahead by offering different coins. They have Neo, Tezos, they have a bunch of them, guys. BNB, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, obviously, XRP. They got a lot of them going on, so go check them out if you'd like. Next up, we do have cryptocurrency explained on the latest episode of The Simpsons. So cool here to see. I'm not going to be playing this YouTube video, but they had Jim Parsons explain cryptocurrency in their latest episode. And it was interesting to see how he was trying to prove how he is not a nerd, but he's actually pretty cool because he knows about cryptocurrency. And later on, I'm going to remind you guys how many people in this world are actually using cryptocurrency, you know, and hold a wallet compared to the amount of people out there. So if you're in the space right now and you got stakes in the space, you're early on, guys. So congratulations, pat yourself in the back. Don't get stressed out because you haven't seen the market moon how you probably thought it was going to do, you know, back in 2018, 2019. Hey, you're still in the space, you're early on, and you got your spot, you know, secured. So moving forward, what we do see is that other shows have aired some form of crypto highlight, right? Some digital asset storyline was on an entire episode of The Big Bang Theory back in 2017, towards the end of it in November 2017. And what's interesting about that is that the bull run essentially went nuts right at that December 2017 highlight. So this might be a good indicator, guys, of what can happen when these shows host these episodes. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, we also know that we saw Mr. Robot, Startup, CSI Cyber, A Good Wife. One that's pretty famous out there is HBO Silicon Valley. Some of you might have seen that. Person of Interest, House of Cards, right? And so on and so forth. So it's interesting to see how the cryptocurrency or digital asset, you know, mentioned in these shows can be very impactful within the market price. Next up, we have Twitter CEO is pushing Bitcoin's benefits for Black America. So right now, he's just highlighting how being a supporter of Bitcoin is pretty important, especially if you want to support the Black community within, you know, African Americans within the US. So pretty interesting to see that. He's also highlighting how there's ATMs and cashing checks. Sending money is very important when you want to go back and send money to people that are living not within the US. So in this case, it would be, you know, family members that are within that Africa environment. So that's pretty cool to see that support from Jack Dorsey, Twitter CEO. Next up, we have Wells Fargo fined $3 billion for 15 years of illegal practices affecting millions of customers. So the real reason why I'm just highlighting is because I just want to rub it in not only Wells Fargo's face that this small YouTuber is covering this news and making people aware of it, but also because if you are in crypto, guys, hey, guess what? You don't get treated unfairly based on a third party, right? That's taking advantage of you as a customer. So what ended up happening here is that they actually collected millions of dollars in fees and interest that they were not entitled to, and they harmed the credit ratings of customers, right, of people. And as many of us know, here in the US especially, the credit score that you have defines, you know, a lot in your life. And that's just a part of the current system we still have, right? I always make jokes with my spouse that, hey, we still live in pretty archaic times when the credit ratings are still used. And that's something that, you know, maybe till the day I die, it's still going to be in place, you know, who knows how long, but it's pretty old, right? It's a pretty old way to show how credit or you know, should be given or not given to individuals. So they went ahead and did that for millions of customers. They screwed up their credit records and stuff like that. And, you know, then we also had they misused customers' sensitive personal information and so on and so forth. So when you go into these banks, guys, you're trusting them with a lot more than just money. And unfortunately, you know, they got fined $3 billion. I mean, fortunately, they got fined $3 billion after being the SEC is also fining them $500 million for misleading investors about the success of their business. So very good news to see. It's unfortunate that this took place for the customers that were affected, but I'm happy that they are getting fined and that the news is making rounds within the space. Next up, we do have 1 billion people will engage in blockchain economy within a decade. says Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. So he's basically stating, and this is going to bring that number that I wanted to discuss with you guys at the beginning of the video. There's currently about 50 million people within the space that are engaged, with cryptocurrencies. And that's crazy, right? Just 50 million people out of the entire world. So he's expecting over the next decade, it's about 1 billion. And I believe there's about 7 billion people within the world. So again, congratulations. Like I say, you're one of those 50 million. And hypothetically, there's about less than 0.5 Bitcoin per person right now that's within the space. So that's definitely great news. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Don't forget that. And the Coinbase right now is holding more than 21 billion in assets under custody. So he has pretty good insight on the numbers currently of people involved. Next up, we have mainstream shoppers on Shopify could ignite Facebook's crypto project Libra as e-commerce giant joins the mission. So we have Shopify currently joining the Libra Association, even though we saw quite a number of high-profile members leave the project last year. Shopify is gaining ground here, and the reason why it's pretty interesting, even though Shopify does not sound as big as a Visa or anything like that, but we have to remember that they have 1 million businesses in 175 countries, guys. So that's quite a number of people out there. And also, they are stating here that they want to be a member of the Libra Association because they want to work to build a payment network with them, right? They want to support money being transferred in and out of countries with more ease, and they want to bridge that gap for merchants and consumers everywhere you go. So this might be pretty interesting, and it's actually, it's pretty good, right? We're all going to need a way to spend our crypto. We're not always just going to hodl till the end of time, unless you're just absolutely in love with Bitcoin and you never need a shirt, you never need anything for yourself, then maybe you won't make a purchase. But in any case, right, we know that we will want to see some of these merchants allow for crypto. So if they're starting with this Libra Association partnership, then that's good. And we hope to see more cryptocurrencies being hosted here in Shopify. Next up, we have blockchain tech popularized by Bitcoin and Ether is rewriting global finance and changing payments industry, says JP Morgan. So JP Morgan is stating that 2019 will be remembered for the rise of digital money. Pretty interesting statement there. They went ahead and released a 74-page report on Friday, and basically they're just detailing how the digital economy and new currencies are empowering the entire concept of global finance as a whole. So they stated the groundwork is now in place for more mainstream adoption of blockchain tech at the same time that the foundation is being established for the development of digital currency and fast payments. And even though they went ahead and had their JPM coin launched last year, it was quick to see how they supported Bitcoin and other cryptos. So, we could be, it could be real that Jamie Dimon here, the CEO of JP Morgan, is actually a big holder of Bitcoin himself. And he also does state that the Facebook's Libra project will never happen, which is kind of funny to me, even after reading that article of Shopify joining Libra. And last up for today, we have how traders can use Twitter to anticipate Bitcoin price moves volume. So if we take a look at a history chart for tweets versus Bitcoin's price movements, we can see how the number of tweets here towards the beginning of 2017 and throughout that year, how those tweets went up as the price went up. So it could be a pretty good indicator, because if you look at 2017's tweet movement here was pretty stable in relationship to Bitcoin. And now towards the end here of 2019, we can see those levels. It seemed like it was going to move pretty well here back at this mid-level, and I believe this is where we started to see some Bitcoin price action way a little bit further past 13K again, I think. But in any case, we went back down, and it might be a good indicator on, hey, if a lot of people are tweeting about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in specific, it could relate to that potential run up, right? And that's one of the biggest mysteries within finances. How do you predict, or how do you know ahead of time that there's going to be an opportunity? So that may be something to keep in mind for you guys. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. It's kind of a short one. I got a lot going on. And actually, if you made it to this part of the video, you'll find out that I am actually meeting my daughter today. So as you hear this video, I am at the hospital, possibly holding my daughter in my arms for the first time, and I'm very, very excited and happy about that. So I knew I couldn't leave you guys without a video. In any case, I'll go back to enjoying my time with her, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and click the like button. Leave a comment down below. We can keep the convo going in regards to what I just mentioned, or any of these articles, right? I'd like to keep that conversation open in there. And yeah, if you sub to the channel, you're going to keep getting blockchain news updates throughout the week. I do these Monday through Friday. Try to keep you guys posted. Quick, easy information that you can just listen to. You don't necessarily have to stare at the video. And it keeps you going on with your day. So I'll see you guys on the next one.